Waka YouTube. I hope you all good. Today I'll be working on the Subaru, and I thought let me bring you guys along to show you what I'm gonna do and such. I know I've not given you guys the full rundown on the car, on exactly what kind of car it is. Maybe you guys already know, but let me just give you a quick rundown on what's what on the car. So this is a 93 GC8 Subaru WRX, the first one that came out, and as you can see, it's a little beaten up. The paint jobs gone bad, chips all over the place, cracks, bumper cracks. It really needs a new paint job. And for some reason, the previous owner put these, I don't know what you call this. These headlights. I don't know why he didn't just stay stock. I wish he stayed stock, but okay, you can't win them all. And the wheels look like hell too. But in my opinion, the car looks in pretty decent shape. The interior of the car is pretty decent. The chairs are pretty decent for a 93. You don't get this kind of interior on almost any car. It is a 5-speed manual. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, funny thing is, this wiper, it still works. And he also did put these aftermarket carbon fiber look-alike aftermarket taillights. I do have a MagnaFlow exhaust. Let me just show you. I think they already did a 3-inch exhaust. If this is a full 3-inch exhaust, I'll be happy as F. Okay, let me guys just show you the engine bay real quick. Gotta get this here. Okay, so this is the EJ20. It's in pretty good condition, but it does come with the TD05 big turbo, but with that big turbo comes this small intercooler, and I kinda don't like it. My plans in the future are to try to get me to mount the front mount. I think I'm gonna get the front mount from Biscuit and mount it onto here. Yeah, that's about it. I also did make myself a self-made heat shield. Don't judge me, it functions. Yep, that's about it. The planning for today is I'm gonna do a maintenance check. I'll be checking my passenger side front brake because it's making some kind of weird noise, and I'll be changing the oil. I always do a major checkup when I get another car. Change everything almost because it's just peace of mind that I did it.
What do you?
Yes, that's my wife. William camera ko mo. Kaya driver. And she's gone. She doesn't like to be on camera. She's camera shy. Yes, and that's about it. So I'll bring you guys along for the oil change. So things you will need for an oil change are tools, and the most importantly, you gotta jack up the car. So let me just take my jack stands. My jack. This is what we call the suicide jack, because you will never know when that jack goes bad, and if it goes bad, let's just hope it doesn't go bad. Okay, and also oil. I got this oil filter and I went with Pensoil 10W40. This is the recommended kind of oil. I wanted to go 30, but I heard and read places that 30 is for newer engines below 100,000 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is, and above that is you gotta go 40. Is Yeah, that's about it. So let's see what we have here. I got a little oil leak here somewhere, and I see it's maybe coming from here. Yep, the oil drain is leaking. What else? Maybe got some tiny power steering leak here. Exhaust be leaking too, or maybe it's dripping. Okay. Okay, let's see. So for those who don't know, who own a car and don't know how to change the oil and oil filter, guys, this is the oil filter. From the Subaru, it's on the ground. For the Honda, if I'm not mistaken, it's behind the engine block. For Toyota Starlet, is right here in front, but it most surely looks like this. This is your oil filter. You gotta loosen this and change it. This is the oil drain plug. Loose this, put a catch bucket underneath, and you will drain all the oil out of this. This is for those who don't know how to change their oil and are willing to pay some extra price to let someone do it for them. While this is one of the easiest jobs that you can do yourself, if you're on a budget or if you just don't like spending too much money. And this is actually a good way to learn for yourself too, because you just can't drive a car and not know the basics, you know. It's not science, it's not how do they call it, rocket science. It's just basic knowledge. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna get my my catch bucket, and I'm gonna try to loosen this filter. Ah, man, what the hell? Okay, so it's a 17 volt. Gonna make myself extender. Oh, these guys were playing when they tightened this bolt down. Ah, okay. I broke it free. Okay, now move this. Get my bucket in place, and loosen the bolt. Don't squirt too hard. Ooh. Okay, check out the oil. Okay, that'll just leak out. Okay. Oh, okay, it's off. Okay. That's a surprise. And now I got some fluid all over me. So got a new filter out, but always what you have to do is lubricate this rubber seal so that it doesn't break while tightening it on the engine. Also, what I've learned is you have to always put a little oil into the filter before installing it, because what I've heard is when you start the engine, the filter is not dry. It will directly be sucked up and your engine won't be running dry from oil. Remember guys, it's my opinion, is what I've heard and what I'm doing. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just showing you how I do it. I'm no master mechanic. I love to do things myself. So if things go bad, it's my fault. I know it's my fault and I have nobody to blame but myself. So please don't hate on me for that. Okay, now I got some oil in it. Putting it in. And what I've also heard is you don't need to over tighten this thing. You can just hand tighten it, but not just lightly hand tightening it, but nicely hand tightened. My hands are slippery. Okay, that should be good. Okay. Now I got to figure out why this thing is leaking. Oh, it's not the original seal. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna try to get out this oil drain plug. Okay, so guys, I already lowered the car. The filter is attached. The drain plug is I tightened the drain plug, and I also checked my passenger side brake system. The brake pads are shot, but I still can drive on them. Just I have to change them as soon as possible. I think tomorrow I'll be go buying some brake pads for the front, cause it's all crusted up and such. I think the owners never changed the brake pads before. So tomorrow I'll go check it out. And now I'm gonna add the oil and start the car up. On this particular car, it's right here. And for those who don't know where to add the oil, engine oil, look for the yellow cap or the black cap that says oil on it. Or you see this, how do you call this? Yes, if you see this, then you know there's where the oil must go. drink up to be healthy. Also, after adding the oil, you let it sit for a while, maybe 10-15 minutes, so that the oil can settle down on the ground in the oil pan. And then you have to check your dipstick if it's all up to level. If it's up to level, it's good. If it's not, add some more. Okay guys, so I've already filled the oil and it's up to level. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to try to patch this hole right here, because I think it's giving my ECU some false readings because it's sucking air, some bad air in it, because it's after the map sensor, so it cannot compensate how much air is being sucked into the engine. Right now it's plugged, but I think it's like a big vacuum leak. Every little thing, every little hole, every little air molecule that goes in after the mass sensor, like a vacuum leak, it's kind of bad. And also I will be trying to flush and refresh my clutch fluid, because as you can see, if you can see it, if it's not too dark, that thing is black and I kind of don't like the color of it. And I'll show you guys a neat little trick that I learned to do a one-man clutch job. Okay, so stay tuned. To see if we don't change some things for about 20 years, almost 20 years, this shit just gets stuck. Gotcha. Here we go. Okay. So this is the hole I was talking about. The blow-off valve or the actuator valve goes into here, but I disconnected it to go to atmosphere to just hear the okay. So guys, what I did was actually change the whole tubing or connector, because I actually already, this is the old one, I already sealed it up, the big hole inside, if you can see it from here. But as I turned it around and I noticed this thing was cracked. Looky there, big old hole, all that vacuum leak. So to find the replacement for this was gonna be a hard thing to do, because not a lot of record Subaru are here. So what I did was I took a 90s degree silicone hosing and I just connected it, and the two tubing that was going to it were actually, this one was of the crankcase breather, and this one was of the valve cover. So all it does is it is going to atmosphere. So I just rerouted it to my self-made oil catch can. See? Simple. Not the fancy one, the $100 one. No, just a simple old seafoam can and converted it to a oil catch can. All you do is it breathes and it catches the oil. So none of that yucky blow by air is going into my intake anymore. There is also one down there, but that I will tackle another time. And I did also the same here with my overflow tank. The original overflow tank is here, but this thing is totally rusted out, so it wasn't usable anymore. So it kept blowing. It kept blowing the how do you call this again? The filler tank. So just made my own overflow tank. Right now I'm going to be flushing my clutch system, and I have a neat little trick that I've learned to do it myself. And all I'm gonna need is a bottle, a hose just like this, and some brake fluid on the bottom of it, so that when you pedal it, no air goes back into the system. This will be connected to the clutch leaf nipple. You just connect it to it and set this down on the ground. Be sure to that the hose inside is beneath the surface of the brake fluid, so no air goes in anymore. And this connects to the nipple, and you just unscrew the nipple half a turn or one turn, as long as it's open, and you just pedal, and all the fluid, the old fluid, will be flushing through the system. But what you gotta make sure to do is also you have to make sure that your clutch, your fluid reservoir is always topped off, because if it runs dry, you're gonna have a problem, because air is gonna get into the system this way. So always be sure to top it off. Okay, I'm gonna get to work and you guys can watch. Now, this is a little tricky because it's all the way back here. Put a little grommet on it. Yep, here we go. A grommet. Nipple. Come on, nipple. Push it in. Oops. Hanging down. Stone. Open it. Okay. Open. Now start the bleeding. Be sure to always have some fresh brake fluid. And now you start. Oh. As it's going down, you just tap it off. and we're done. As you can see, all dirty fluid. One way to tell too if the fluid is already fully flushed and clean is when you see all the clean fluid being pressed out through the hose into the catch reservoir. So everything is complete. I have bled my clutch system full fresh with fresh brake fluid. I've installed my catch can, self-made catch can, and next time I will be replacing my front brakes and doing my spark plugs, because for peace of mind I want to do a full service on this car before I go any further. So well, hope you guys like this video. You will be hearing more from this car. Hit me up, hit that like button, comment if you want to what you want to see me do next on this car. And oh yeah, I also forgot to tell you guys, I will be also ordering a bird catcher, a larger one than this, because I like this one big, always big. And I will be also ordering an STI rear wing, you know, the big one. I don't kind of like the small one. I always had a thing for the big spoiler on the back to give it that fresh mean look. Always like that. Also the Starlet, hate to break it to you guys, but the Starlet, the GT, will be for sale. I will be posting it out very soon. If you guys who is interested in it, hit me up, DM me, or just leave it in the comments, and I will reply. It will be very cheap, don't you worry about that. Hit me up for the specs who is interested. And yeah, because I have actually I don't have any other choice, because I need another automatic for a daily, not for me but for my wife, because she can't drive manual, and right now she is always looking forward to me to bring her somewhere. And if I have to do that, then I won't have much time or not enough time to make vids anymore. But I hope if that sells, I can get another automatic daily, so you know, to keep her happy. A happy wife is a happy life, that's what they say. So you guys, hope you like this vid. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you like this, if you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next episode.